folks, and welcome back to Timberborn and our LEAFCOATS Let's Play. And I was busily looking for somewhere to build our new farm, and I noticed this unusually green area. And yep, we've got, water sources here and water that flows through here, and we've got this little stream here, but there's a suspiciously large amount of green area. So I started peeling back, and you can notice there's a hole here. And I think there's potentially more. I'm sure there's another hole here somewhere. It may all be fed from this hole, actually. So if we start to peel this back, you'll see that there's a river system under here. Quite a big river system. So there's a bit that keeps this side irrigated, but there's then this big river that not only keeps this side of the map green, but it flows into the main water system. So we are not yet bad tide proof. I mean, probably if this is full, there might not be a lot of flow because a lot of it will be going this way. I mean, if we look, we unpause. Look, some of it's flowing in, some of it's flowing this way. I mean, we could probably, in theory, I think we can get most of the way to this, and probably with the, I'm going to unlock the stairs because I quite like using them. With the addition of a simple wooden stair, this has kind of thrown a spanner in the works for my plans for today. I think if we put in, where can we even put a stream gauge? There, maybe. I want to try and see if there's flow coming this way. I think there probably is. Because my plan was looking at this to go, we can probably clear some of this and use it for farmland, because it seems to be, these aren't dying off. It seems to be relatively naturally irrigated. And my thought was, if we built a bad water divert, we're all good. And maybe if we do that and seal this, we will be, because this might keep all of this area naturally well irrigated. But it's kind of thrown a spanner in the works of my plan to change the farming around. So I think what we're going to do as a bit of a resilience thing is I'm going to make use of the land, start making more use of the land that we've got. So we're going to put in some more dandelions. We probably don't need so many blueberries, so we're going to come in here, we're going to rip these out because we've got the big blueberry patch over the other side. That we can make use of. So I did also get these told to be planted, scheduled to be planted. I think I'd missed those at the end of the last video, so yep. Those maple trees we can unplant and make sure they are not scheduled to be cut. We want to be planting willow trees through here, and we want to make sure that those are told not to be cut. So that we can start growing that population up. I'm gonna prioritize the deletion because that should be really quick. We are kind of short of beavers because we had that bit of a death wave before. I guess we can speed that up. We don't really need that connection anymore, so that can go for a bit. Okay, they're just short of beaverage. It's fine. Yeah, so if we come in here now, we've got 7 CMS coming out of there. So, yeah, we do have flow. So that is going to be something that we need to deal with. You, we don't need to worry about. You, we do need to deal with. Cancel the deletion of you. Schedule the deletion of you. And then eucalyptus trees. Go in there. And more willow trees are going to go through there. And you need to be deleted as a priority. Come on. Come on, come delete it. And then we're going to plant another willow tree. There we go. And that's just going to expand that a bit. That is waiting on planks, and thank you to the person that did the maths for me. We should be making IKEA planks and not necessarily be running the plank production. It works out more efficiently. So we'll go with that. Maple syrup. That's full, so that can be paused for now because the thing that uses it is currently not built. So once that's in, we're going to need to work our way up over here. Which means we need to put this back. That one. That one. There's the drought. Droughts are fine. We can deal with droughts. So it gets us onto there. Do we need that? No, probably not actually. Probably what we could do is come down into there. That might be more efficient because we need to get this way anyway. So we can work on replacing these floodgates. So we'll put that there. I mean, we might need to, in terms of the zip line, actually. Yeah, because I'm guessing we're going to need something up here. Just going to slow time down a bit while I think that's close to being done, which is good. We've got a lot more water now because of this guy. I think we'll pause that for now because we have got a lot of water. But what I'm thinking is we're probably going to have to either come up here to get to that, or build on a platform maybe, which is probably just as inefficient as we want to get over to this essentially. You can see this is keeping this nice and some of this nice and irrigated. So I wonder if we want to try and come here somewhere. That's, yeah, because that's a good 28 meters. That means we do want to get up there. So let's put, no, not there. Put that there, and then come across there. That should let them build that. Once that's built, we might need to cut some trees down, I'm not sure. And then from there, where do we need to be? That a height problem, or is that a distance problem? Let's check. That is a distance problem, okay. So if we come there, then it's probably a height problem. So what about if I go there and there? That's a height problem. A height problem? Yeah. So if we go on to a triple platform there, that works. Now obviously we've got to get there, but I'll work that out later. And then kind of want to come there somewhere. I need a spot where I can probably get a lumberjack out, but also I need to be able to get to it anyway, so because we need to cut down a bunch of trees, so maybe if I try and put it there, because we need to get to it to build it anyway, so yeah. Right. So that one we should be able to get to, so we need to get all the way over to that. We've got a ladder there. So if I go ladder, 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 path, and then I'm going to delete these for now because it'll be quicker. Well, prioritise those. That will get that there and there. Is there any way we can get down there? I guess that gets us down there. Because we then want to ideally be deleting those. Let's speed things up, shall we? So this should be active now. How's our food situation? All of the apple trees are gone. Now, these trees are staying alive. We do get a bad tide through here. But it's obviously not... Let's have a look. Birch trees have a drought resistance of 11 days. Apple trees have a drought resistance of only 8 days. So we would have to put in some kind of irrigation. But I wonder if we put a tree farm in here. Because we've got this here. And we could... Sorry, that's my phone. Turn the sound off on my phone. We could spur off of that to get closer with I know one of you was keen that I use these guys, but I think actually we want to use one of these to get the flexibility we need. We should be able to build that. So we make use of the fact that the leaf coats can have 3 connections. And then probably we need another one to get up over this. And then we come down here. And that probably looks better like... And these are meant to be in trees. Let's unlock this one. We've got the science for it. Unlock the proper one. If I throw that there... That tree is possibly going to block it, possibly be okay. Add connection there. So we need to extend that path a bit. So they can get to that one, and they can get to that one. Probably can't get there, but we can enable that easily enough. That will let them get to there once that's built. We've got 7 spare beavers now suddenly, so what have we got paused? Just that plank production and a lumberjack, and yeah, the things that are paused are okay to be paused. We're good for that, so let's put in... I know it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy is a good word, isn't it, at the moment? But we need more eucalypti, so that's what we're going to plant there. Make sure our cutting areas are cleared. Let's unpause you, because otherwise things are going to dry out in here. plant? Oh, I guess we can't. Yeah, because of the contamination, they can't plant those any further. That's fine. Plant trees. Let's unmark all of those. Good stuff. Good, good. Yep. Drought over. Awesome. So they're waiting on planks. That's in. I think we're massively waiting on planks for things. We've got a lot of logs, so I am going to unpause that because we need planks so badly. That guy can be paused. Quite low on scrap metal. I think that's okay. One's built. That needs them to come down there and through there. That one's built. Probably makes sense to prioritize that because it's closer to being done. We can clear this and replace it. Let's make sure we don't want any more oak trees being planted on here. Because that seems like a waste of main island space now. So food-wise, currently we have... That's the wrong one. So they're getting apples, mango fruit, grapes, fermented dandelions, fruit salad, and fancy apples. So let's let them have more picking of that. So food-wise, they're doing pretty well, actually. Just fermented fruit and fermented chestnuts we are not producing. There's grapes and mango fruits, and so if we were growing chestnuts and more mango fruits, we'd be able to do that. We're just kind of limited on the space for mango fruits, but we might have to address that by expanding the low waters around the island a little bit. I was trying to avoid editing the island too much, but I think we might have to for that. For those purposes. I guess we can leave that pathway there because they're just using the zip line instead anyway. And then what we're going to need to do is get some tree cutting going on. Metal blocks are okay, logs are okay, gears are enough. Planks we've got enough of, we just need to get them built. That's getting done as well. So let's get the path in there. So that's in, and that's too far now, so what we need to do is delete our way towards the stairs, I guess. Now, it's not a massive problem because there are so many trees here and we're not actually worried about cutting them down. Not a huge problem, as I said. Water is watering. Actually, we have a pretty insane amount of water, so that's good. We just need to try and enable the increase in food production. Which we are trying to get to. And trying to do it with a headache really sucks. But, you know, we do most things with a headache here, so it is what it is. That's very close to being built. We can build a lot of what we need now from there. Might actually make sense to build the ladders that we need to build that off of there. So if we prioritize getting rid of that as well. Building these planks, which we've got some of now, which is nice. I think what we want to do is come in here, find our lumberjack flags that are active, and pause them all for now. We're going to replace these. Actually, let's come in and unmark the cutting first. Right. We've got so many blueberries that I think we will also do that. And then we will plant more eucalypti. In there. It's a bit of a mixed bag, I know, but we need more eucalyptus. Quite seriously, so let's get them planted, and we'll unmark all of that. Yep. And in fact, you could then be paused, and you could be paused to save on some beaver labour. And we'll come back over here. And what we're going to try and do, I don't know if this is going to work, is, yep, it is. If we do that, I think, no, because that's not connected to a path. If I do that, come on, work brain. Yep. Then they will be able to pop out of here and get to some of the dead trees. Once they've cleared a few of the dead trees, we'll get some lumberjacks in here. Annoyingly, they can get to some of those as well, so they'll get to it. They'll get to it. In the meantime, because we have a lot of other building to do, so that's that. let's come across here. Because we then need to get up here. That lets us build that pylon. There to there. Let's be fancy. We'll build a bridge. Awesome. He's now in here, and that means we can then get a piece of path, which means we can then get the lumberjack there. And that means they'll focus much more on the trees that are more closer up. And we're going to focus on the dead ones first, because what we're going to do is put in some irrigation. Yes, they will get the tree murderer penalty, but needs must, folks. Needs must. And we must need to clear this so that we can turn it into farmland. See what I did there? So yeah, we'll throw in a couple more as well. I don't know. Did we ever put in a builder's hut? No, we didn't. We put in a hauling post. If we ever get... I mean, the food situation is improving. We're up to 1,400 food. So maybe we put some housing on top of here. Bad tide approaching. That sucks. We will get to see how the area that we're looking at behaves, though, which is cool. Actually, let's have a look at these bridges. How far is this gap? Let's just pause for a moment. Get that up. Get something that looks like we're building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we did the 5, I'll try and come out of there. Yes, please. Then we probably need the 4. Yeah. And then we need to make it a bit taller. Housing. Yes. Please. Yes, please. And that will connect them, I believe. I believe that will connect through there. So the only problem we have is we're going through water here. So this could cause us an issue. So we might have to cancel some of this building work. Let's delete that for now and delete that because we don't need it. We do need to delete those. We've got dead stuff here. So that's okay. And then we either need a longer bridge or a lot of platforms. So But yeah, we can then watch and see what this does in terms of contamination being added. So, oh, you are such a devious map maker, sir. In a good way. Said before, in a good way. But you are devious. Let's clear off all of that as well. Let's also mark all of those to be cut. And these guys can hopefully reach quite a long way across there, which is good. We need to ensure that those two are also prioritized by haulers. Trying to click on the thing, yep. There we go. So, let's just slow down time a moment. They are the same height. So, can I afford? I could bridge there. Because then we can get in and delete some of these trees. Yep. Cool. And they will still delete the dead trees first with the mod that I've got installed, which is fine. Now, what it might be worth me doing actually is doing this. You there, come here, come up here. That wasn't the one I meant to delete. I meant to delete that one. Do that. Put that back. And then do like a big lump of log storage. Only another 150 logs. And have that set to supply. Prioritize building those at least. We can do the rest of it afterwards. 0.6 of a day. We need to stop them coming down here. If I built that as an exit, it would have been better, but I didn't. I was silly. There are no beavers there, so I'm going to just straight delete that. Get to see how this all behaves for a cycle. So what's it doing underneath? At the moment, it's not flowing red. Where is that going then? It seems to be flowing. God, my neighbour is annoying. Ever known someone to make so much pointless bloody noise? Okay, so that's currently staying clear. So we might be okay. Question mark. I think that might have been running the whole time. That's bad. And let's leave it running during the bad tide. I mean, that's 0%. That's 0%. That's currently showing no signs of contamination. If we go down, it's getting there. Okay. It's getting there. So we are going to have contamination coming through there. And these are just in the drying out phase. So what we should do is... and we probably can't really afford to unlock contamination barriers. What I'm going to do is mark this with path, because that seems like a way of doing it. As long as we don't plant trees where I've put path, we should be good. So if we come down here now, there is contamination coming in. But it took a couple of days. So we do need to resolve this issue. Opportunity. Challenge. Annoying bloody problem. Right. Thinking about irrigation. We want to go 15 from the edge. So from there, I suppose, so we might as well do it from the edge. So that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So landscaping, loosened terrain, so about there-ish. It's probably, with the contamination stuff, not worth us trying to go down a level. If we were to come in from there, that'd be fine. So if we delete those now and loosen terrain and do a 3x3 spot there, that should give us quite a nice area, I believe. It might actually be more beneficial. I'll do this as an experiment. Let's put that there. Let's put path there. To do the irrigation spot there, because I think it will come down, and this is 10. Yeah, I think that might, and it might irrigate a bunch of this as well. So that's what we're going to do. That's now 93% contaminated, but over here is still 0% contaminated. And I'm hoping with the way this is going to work, it'll be quite good for doing the flushing. This is not so good, but we're okay time-wise. You are not so good. Why are you not dumping water, sir? Or are you, and are you open because there's no contamination there? Yeah. But that shouldn't explain why. I don't think the water should flow all the way through. Maybe this would be better as a sluice now. But that has injected quite a bit of contamination. And I guess that's why we were struggling so much with contamination previously. This is interesting. Something that I forgot to fix. Close above downstream depth. And that's killed all of our blueberries. Oh. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? It's a good job it's not our only food source now. Because it's obviously got much higher than it should have. Oh well. Still have not sorted the automation of these out. Let's set you to be demolished. We have to demolish the middle one first. And you can be deleted, you can be deleted, you can be deleted. And then we can demolish the rest of them. Now this is clean. We can put back the staircase. We can come back over here and work on that then. That will be good. That is looking incredibly contaminated. But I guess it's got to flush out. So that's kind of a thing. And I suspect that's why we had quite a lot of issues in the past, as I said before. Because we've now got a lot of contamination in here. Now I'm hoping that this is going to help with that. You two don't need to be there anymore. In that, having a lot of clean water coming in here and here is going to push this through. I hope. And not make this really contaminated. We should probably pause both of those. Right, that's done. So what we want to do now is I'm going to put all of that there, put that there. Do I need more than that? Do I need a lumberjack on there? Not really, because I'm not planning to plant growable trees, am I? I'm going to delete that and delete that. And I'll put a stream gauge there. I'm going to put path there. I'm going to put a water fluid dump there. And we'll see what this does for irrigation. I guess. Over here, we have got as far as clearing those out, and we now need to make our way up the side of the mountain. And as we go, we're going to have to delete a bunch of stuff. So we'll prioritize the deletion, because otherwise it doesn't always happen. I would like to get up to about here. And then we're going to delete these. And maybe a few more. Can they get to that one? They can. Awesome. So it would have probably made sense to make that a zipline station, but you know. So we do have some trees dying or drying. Hopefully not dying. It's only 9% contaminated, which is good because it's not enough to kill stuff off. This is dropping in contamination now, which is good. Right, so we're going to attach the stream gauge. We are going to pause above point. Yep, that will do. Unpause below. Yep, that will do. We probably want a water tank over here. Obtain water. And there we go. That is pretty darn good. Now, we do need a forester. I said a lumberjack, but it's forester. And we're going to need gatherer flags. We do 2. Maybe do 1 there and 1 up there. And then we're going to plant apple trees. And just checking where they can both reach to. And we are good to plant where there isn't path here. You can be paused. Let's make sure we clear the cut area so we don't accidentally cut down a bunch of the trees that we need. Alright, I'm going to plant quite a lot of apple trees. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put gatherer flags down here, like that. Yep, you're going to be all apple trees. I'm going to put chestnut trees here. So, 1 row too far. Yep. And then on the top bit, we're going to put maple trees. Now I can delete the path now because they've got access. So I can do... If I move that back 1, once they've planted more, then we can get to that bit as well, actually. Or I can delete that because we don't need log storage there. Yeah. And then we can plant maple trees across all of this. And what I'm going to do is replace this with a tapper shack. And that buys us one more strip of chestnut trees. So that gives us a nice big tree farm for fruit type trees, which is cool. Let's get back to this job. So that will get them going up there. The island is somehow looking okay because we're only at 6% contamination, which is good. We have our bridge connecting this up, which is awesome, because then what we can do is we can go into well-being. We can get the observation terrae, which go on here. We'll put those in. There is also a contemplation spot which goes on there, but we'll do those for now. We now have a lot of spare beavers, which means I think we want the builder's hut as well. And we'll get that built, and we'll also increase the number of haulers. And we'll also add, where are you? Another scavenger flag, because we are low on scrap metal. It's going to take this guy a while to plant all of those. We could put another one in to help speed it up. What we could do, I think, is if I put one... I thought if I put one there, it might make use of the zip line, but no. Okay. I mean, what I could do is just stick one there. And then delete it and replace the trees. That would work. Just to speed up the process. This is full. This is letting out all the contamination. I've got an idea for a better way of doing this, but we'll leave it for another day, because hopefully we can conquer some of the issue with contamination that we're seeing. I mean, that's 0% contaminated now, so what we could do is seal it. Problem is, we're going to get contamination trapped in there, so what we need to do is tackle it at source, which is what we're trying to do. But we might run out of time today. We'll see. The problem is that we need to tackle it right up here. So, yeah, we need to tackle it right at this point. So it's going to be a bit tricky. But we will get there. We will get there. Yeah, so this should speed up the planting now because we've got 2 planting, not 1. It should go twice as fast in theory. The idea being that we can maybe get rid of some of the stuff that's on the island, but we'll see. Food-wise, I guess we now have an issue that we got rid of all of our dandelions. Now I'm hoping that with how we've changed this now, we won't get the overflow that we had, because this was set to close above 0.5, and so it will have closed rather than staying open. That was a mistake on my part. So maybe we can replant these. We've got quite a few of them, but... Or maybe we're sensible and we put in a little irrigation point up there and put in a fresh patch. Given that we've got to replant them anyway. That doesn't need to be there. That doesn't need to be there. That doesn't need to be there. Because we've got zipline access. I mean, there's no... another bad tide. Jeez. I mean, saying that, there's no reason that we couldn't do it closer. Like here. No reason that we couldn't pick these. We will watch what happens here, actually. What I might do is put some irrigation here and plant more here. Can we, in the time we have available, I think we can. We delete that. Zipline station. Is that going to connect? No, it's too far, I'm guessing. Why won't that connect? It will connect, right. Maximum priority. You can get that built in 2.4 days, beavers. I will be very pleased, because we're not going to get it fixed before the bad tide comes, but we can at least be working on stuff then. Because what we can do then is we can come up here. We're gonna delete you. They're both gone. So we can loosen terrain there. Can delete both of those as well. You need to be prioritized. You need to have path there. And can maybe at least send some of it off the back. I mean, not all of it, because there's a lot of water sources there. I'm kind of curious how that works, because you've got water source with a water source in front of it. But, you know. We've got 1.3 days to build all of that. I don't think we're going to do that, you know. Don't think we're going to achieve that. Let's try the good old-fashioned 24-hour workday. And let's turn it off again, because they've been through the one night we wanted them to work through. Planks and metal blocks. We've got metal blocks. We've got planks. We just need them to bring them over. We've got extra builders. Just need 8 planks brought over and it to be finished. 4 planks to be brought over. 3 planks. It is not going to be done. So that is going to be a job, folks, for next time, because I do not have the brain power with this headache to get through another bad tide. So, oh, it's so close to being done. Is there a beaver on the way to finish building it? There isn't. Man, that is so frustrating. That is so frustrating. What we could... No, because we don't have a path there. Oh well. Tis what it is, folks. It is what it is. I mean, we got rid of most of the contamination anyway from the last bad tide, so it didn't hurt us too badly. Food-wise, we're actually holding up pretty good. So what I want to watch is how this behaves. And it's just drying out, it's not contaminated. So if we irrigate this, we should be good. So I put this on, and then we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So if we irrigated let's delete this little guy. And we are going to irrigate here. And the good thing is, you know, this is doing fine. Did I really plant willows there instead of apple trees? Oh, I'm dumb. Oh well. We can resolve that. We don't want willow trees there. Please tell me I put the right trees there. I did. Good. Please tell me we can reach all of these trees. We cannot. Even better. Let's delete you, which means we can get path in. It was so close to getting this done. So close. But here's what it is. Demolish you. And the good thing is we can put in a nice big patch of maybe more grapes as well here. It would be good. That might be a smart idea. If I do that, then they can definitely get them all. And I can delete path. There we go. Come on. Thank you. And there. And then we can go food. Gather a flag. Trees. Apple trees. And at least we have both of the tree planters to do the tree planting. So that's a thing. Right. Demolish the rest of you. I guess berry storage is full, which is why you're not actually doing anything, but we do need more grape production as well, so water, fluid dump, stream gauge. Got water storage there because it's next to the water pumping. We'll need a forester, plant grapes, I'll leave that for now. Actually, we'll come back to those once we've got through this bad tide. How's this going now? Better, but not great. Get rid of those. So this would have still been an issue. So yeah, we don't want to be doing that. This is kind of an issue. Yep. Yep. Long term, we need to address that. Attached to stream gauge. Pause above. Yep, that'll do. Unpause below. Yep, that'll do. We'll fill in the missing blueberries. We'll plant a few more rows of grapes as well. Awesome. That's probably fine. And that, folks, is going to be it for today. You go. You need to have apples put back in. You need to be not told to be trees planted because of contamination. Yep, that's going to be it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button as we slowly unravel this horrendously complicated but fun, challenging map. We need that to close during a drought. Advanced. Disable during drought. Okay, so let's do that. There is your problem. We were just throwing water away. It's not a drought, it's a bad tide. Actually, we probably don't want that. During a bad tide, we might actually want that to be flowing out. Interesting question. Because of that. For now, I don't know. We'll come back to that. Anyway, yeah, we're done for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And I'll see you all next time.